Hello there YouTube, Elita Legionarii here, bringing you a 3 versus 3 for Rome Total War. This is the first Rome Total War, of course, my favourite Total War. As you can see, just in the deployment phase here, I'm in command of Armenia. My army consists of 5 units of, I believe they were silver gold heavy spearmen, which are there. I believe it was 5 units of gold Armenian regular archers, just foot archers, and I think it was 6 units of gold, and I think they each had an experience chevron, cataphracts, and then I got 2 horse archers. So I got a pretty plain and standard Armenian army, nothing too spectacular. My opponents are Biscuits, who is going pretty brave here and using Thrace in an open field battle with very little forest, which is cool. He has, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's 5 units of gold foot archers there. Might be 6 actually. Yeah, I think it's 6. Yes, 6. Then he's got 4 units of militia cav. I think they're gold. That's a good choice. Then I see a gold and is that 2 experience? Phalanx pikeman there is general, so he's probably got a line of those. And no doubt he had some Bastane, because you pretty much always need them. Then we have the SwedishLandsknekt-Greek. We were actually in Steam chat when we were doing this battle, so it was really fun. He's playing the Greek cities. He has 1, 2, 3 units of Cretan archers that I can see with 2 upgrades, for the looks of it. Up front he's got 1, 2, 3. I think he's got 2 units of probably silver upgraded hoplites, or at least 4 upgrades. Then he's got 3 units of 4 upgrade armoured hoplites, 3 units of gold, I'm guessing Spartan hoplites, and then he's got 3 Greek cav with I think 2 or 3, 4 upgrades rather, and then some, I think they're gold militia cav is another good choice. So that's us. Now, the game was CWB rules, but from what I've seen in Rome Total War, the quality of playing has significantly reduced to the point where people don't even know the rules. The only exception being the clan people who still play here. Biscuits joined the Heaven clan, which is always a good clan, but there are several other clans here, and they're still very good players from what I hear, and I can always believe it because they always were good players. But I just mean the average run-of-the-mill player. I think a lot of them have gone to Rome 2 or other Total War series, and unfortunately that means some of the quality of players you run to and just base CWB games like this one are very, very poor, which is unfortunate. So our opponents are Germania. I'll just go back. Germania, the SPQR, and Egypt. I'll start with Egypt actually. Let's see. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there you go. Already they don't understand CWB. You've got 9 Pharaoh's guards with gold upgrades. Then he has 1, 2, 3. So he's got 10 Pharaoh's guard with gold upgrades. He's got 3 Pharaoh's bowmen, 2 upgrades, 3 upgrades. He's got a Nile spearman with a couple upgrades. He's got a Egyptian general with a few upgrades there, and then he's got 4 Egyptian chariots with probably gold. So immediately they both went in my direction. So the Roman player has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he was the only one who actually followed any rule. Did he follow rules? I'm pretty sure he followed rules. I can't tell you. I think he had, from what I see, I think he had 6 gold urban cohorts, so it's a big surprise. And I'm just going to pause, guys. Let's see. A couple of Roman cav, that ought to be gold, a couple of legionary cav, gold, some Roman archers in the mix here, it's hard to tell. And for Ian, I think he was the only one who followed the rules, so good on him. On their side, here's 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 5 or 6 Roman archers as well, with roughly gold. The German player, let's see, Germania, he's got 3 units of Gothic cav over here, gold. He's got another one here, gold, and sorry for that lag, I don't know what that's about. Another one here, so that's 5. Then he has 1, 2, 3 berserkers, which are already the focus of my attention. They're pretty heavily upgraded. I think they're They're at least gold, but they're probably more than that. He's got, let's see, chosen axemen. He's got 4 units of spear warband knight upgrades, and then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of chosen archers, warband knight upgrades, and there's a knight raider there. So enough pausing. I'm not too concerned about his archer unit shooting me up too bad. I've got cover in the woods there. I really want to just kill the berserkers because they're a nuisance. The easy thing is the German player's doing a really big mistake. Now I can tell you now, I'm a pretty avid fan of using Germania in Rome Total War, and I'm reasonably decent at using them, and he's doing it all wrong because he's just sitting there skirmishing while he's got all these unarmoured German axemen and stuff and berserkers and right up close. You should never ever do that when you're playing Germania. Up here he tried chasing my horse archers, but my cataphracts easily catch them, and that'll be a piece of cake for them to win that kind of fight. So that's that. Biscuits does a really nice job of just doing the whole skirmish and run everyone round. I've got to say, Biscuits has really improved since back in the day when I used to play against him, and I'd definitely say he's much better than me now. His micro is very impressive now, and of course he's got involved with the 31k clans and stuff, so no doubt his skills have taken significant climbs into new heights, so good on you, Biscuits. And it's always good to play Biscuits anyway. Great sport, always fun. So he does a great job of just running off a whole of these cav and skirmishing the crap out of them, so we can just do this. So Biscuits is coming over to me, which is good, because I was easily confident I could handle Germania, but the German cohort could have been a nuisance when combined with Germania, so that's quite good that he's come to help me. Let's just see, can I quickly get over to Swede's side of the battle. He's just skirmishing out with his Cretians versus those Pharaoh's bowmen, and of course again, signs of new players, they don't put their arrows, except for the SPQR guy, he's an exception, they don't put their archers rather into loose, and they're using fire arrows and a missile duel. This is all signs that these are inexperienced players who don't really know how Rome Total War works. So yeah, the only exception though is this SPQR player. He played and understood the rules, and he did pretty decent, but his allies were not much good to him, to be honest. So here I'm just focusing on units like his general's unit. I'm actually ignoring his archers because I know they're in tight formation, and I know that with I've got the wood to cover, and with Biscuits archers there, we can all focus on that later. I'm just killing his strongest units, because if he loses his chosen axemen, he's got no way of stopping us, because his cav will be easy work for my cav, and Biscuits has got enough infantry, and I've got enough infantry that we can stall their infantry enough for my cav to win, so that's pretty easy. So just getting rid of the aggressive strong chosen axemen. This is what you should never ever do. You should be in loose formation, you should be back, because you don't want to lose these units, because they are really your best units. So he's trying to shift up onto our flank. This is a good idea. We're just sort of picking away at the German player, really, because he's just really, he's clustering. He's got all these, the German units that don't have armour right up close, and they're getting absolutely trashed. You should never do that with Germania. Germania, in my opinion, should be used very aggressively. You should attack with it, because these chosen archer warband are rather expensive, so getting many of them is not always that most practical use of money. There's the German general just killed by my arrows. And what you should actually do is get attacking quickly, because you don't want to find yourself in a position where you're going to get absolutely shredded by arrow fire, which is what's happening here. So it's why I find rush armies with them is good with meat shielding. So let's just go check on Swedes and the Egyptian player. It seems Swedes doing pretty well here, really just wasting up the missile fight for them, and some fights begun over our side. It's kind of annoying that both fights were so far from each other. So what's happening? Okay, usually when something's happening, the music changes. So here he's chasing my horse archers here. I was just skirmishing away here. As you can see, I was picking away at these knight raiders and picking away at some of these archers. And he just keeps going too far. He goes to attack here. And I've got my cataphract right there. So yeah, we're playing pretty defensive, and I believe the German player keeps calling us campers, but if you look at this, it's hardly a hill, just a little incline. And given that one of us is using Thrace against Germania and Rome, it's pretty necessary because Thrace obviously is going to lose to either pretty easily if you're not careful. So he's got the Roman player facing him here. So the Roman, he's probably pretty right to do that. We can just skirmish the hell out of him. I mean, if you can do that, you should do it. I mean, there's no reason not to. So anyway, I'm just going to keep skirmishing away with him. But as you can see, the German player is completely out of it already because he's lost all his power. Basically, he's got a few cav left which he could be a nuisance with. But his berserkers, as you can see, are pretty much all dead or severely weakened. His chosen axemen, which should be his strongest core there, are gone. And he's using his archers terribly. And these guys have got no upgrades, so he really isn't much of a threat anymore. The Roman player's still got a bunch of urban cohort, which, as we all know, are extremely powerful and must be treated with respect all the time. And over there I can't see anything much happening, just skirmishing away. I don't really want to miss Swede's fight. He'll probably upload this at some point himself, so he'll probably get more of his own perspective on that fight, but I'll try and get it as much as I can. But just our side was very, very busy most of the time. So just continually shooting them, to bits with our archers here. Just going to keep focusing up. They're just drawing forward like this. We're just going to keep picking away, being a complete nuisance. As you can see, they're losing archers and men all around the field. These chariots from the Egyptian player came over, and Biscuits is commenting to me just how his entire army was terrified of these two chariots. It was quite amusing, to be honest, because this is intimidated by nearby enemy. That has to be the chariots because the Roman infantry don't have that trait for anyone. So it was quite amusing, to be honest. Or it could be the berserkers actually. I didn't think of that. Might be the berserkers actually. But no doubt it's both. Actually, I think it is the berserkers because it says frightened by chariots. I think actually, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played Rome Total War. So here he tried outflanking me, but it doesn't really matter because I just put my arch fire on him, and I was going to turn around, but I got the backwards glitch, which is a bit annoying. Okay, let's check. Just quickly check this. Swede pushes up. I think he got bored with it. And as you can no doubt see, to be honest, Egypt is a faction that should have no trouble with Greek cities, with chariots, but he doesn't use them very well, and he's going to go for a phalanx battle all on with Swedes. And Swedes really, in my opinion, has to worry about these chariots. They're the only thing that can really be a nuisance to him, because his pikes will make swift work of everything else. And he moves to the flank for flank shots. It's nice. It's always a good idea. But you might want to be careful of those chariots. Let's have a look at this end, right. I just moved forward here to deal with some of those stray German units. Let's see what else is going on. It's a bit of a nuisance that the fights are so far away, it's hard to actually look at both. So here I make a bit of a run on these chosen archer warband with my horse archers, and I rout them. And I'm just going to pull out, see if I can sucker some of this cav in, bring a unit of my own cataphracts, and use one of my Armenian spears here to try and destroy them. Should work out pretty good. He does catch this unit for some reason. It didn't run away properly, but I do manage to disengage it here. I got my archers firing his cav, so he's not going to be able to stay in that for very long. Just moving units around here. I'm going to move up in a moment. Basically my thinking was here just to skirmish the crap out of the German player, because the Germania is just a faction that has very, very little in the way of armour, so you can skirmish them. It's a good way. If you can skirmish them and thin out their units like chosen axemen and berserkers, you should have no problem defeating them, which is why I was saying when you use Germania you should be attacking with them, because that's just where you're playing best with Germania. So my advice is, if you're a person who likes Germania, get aggressive with them, because if you play defensively with them you do negate most of their abilities. Now doesn't mean you can't play aggressively, but defensively, but aggression is much more German style. You just got to be a bit creative. You got flexibility, you got speed. It's a good faction that way, and it's always good with Rome, because Rome is a solid faction, particularly when you've got urban cohort. And this guy had no Praetorian cav, which is interesting. I don't know why Fraps is lagging me out. I apologise, guys. Let's go check on Swedes. Here goes their fight. This should easily be Swedes' fight, I suspect, but surprisingly it isn't for some reason. Oh yes, it is. It might just be because there's a whole numbers thing. But yeah, well, we've got the Spartans there. Yeah, and look at this, he just gets his chariots entangled with these Spartans. So once that you should never do that. You need to make sure they're pinned on something. To be honest, the Egyptian army was well able to defeat this Greek one. Swedes were definitely disadvantaged by it. And I apologise for that that lag. Swedes is a nice move here. He just turns his guys around and he just destroys that chariot. Very nice. He outflanks him here, and he's doing a nice job. He's got his Spartans on the flank. He's easily got his fight wrapped up, from what we can tell. So over here, kind of missed it, but I just charged these Roman cav, and of course they're absolutely completely useless in comparison. Destroy the rest of the Germania's infantry. But they just completely break because there's no encirclement, and got these urban cohort pinned on Bastane and wrapped up. These urban cohorts, he condensed his line. Biscuits did, which is what you should always do when facing urban cohorts with pikes, and they don't really getting into the gaps very easily. And now I've got cav and my own infantry coming around to wrap them up. So bringing my own cavalry here to help him out, because he will probably start to get pretty bashed up by those urban cohorts if it goes on too long. So give a bit of a charge into him here. As you can see, some of his guys are routing, but Thrace versus SPQR is a big differentiation. As you can see, I'm just wiping out what's left over here. Kind of wish I did catch that cav charge, but never mind. I did wanted to catch some of Swede's fight as well. So as you can see, basically just caused the chain rout among them. It's just a matter of patience. And the German player would call us, swearing us and calling us campers and all this. But if you're going to use Germania, mate, you have to realise that you've got a massive weakness to missile fire, and any smart player will skirmish down a German player with missile fire as much as he can, because a German player down with missile fire, because it's just not worth it. To waste that effort, because Germania is a really great faction when used aggressively and in the right hands. I can test that because I'm pretty decent with them, and one of my favourite factions, and I've often taken a thrashing from them in the past, but in the hands of other good skill players. Here we get the Roman general, and this is pretty much this one over. It was a good 3v3. And it was great coming back and joining up with Biscuits, because we were in Steam chat and we're communicating and all that. It was really awesome, and I enjoyed it. But as you can see, Swedes has got his opponent pretty easily beaten. He honestly did. The Egyptian player did it all wrong, to be honest. I'm not trying to be mean to these guys. I'm not trying to be mean to these guys, but I just can't help but be aware of, at least in the CWB games, very few exceptions, that the quality of players is much worse than what it used to be a few months back. So I'm assuming most players have gone to Rome 2 or something, because Rome Total War just has much lower quality players, unless you talk about the clan members. Exclude them because they're still very good, and there are still a few of them around. But I don't see many very good in just base games like this, so it's probably one of the reasons I don't hang around Rome Total War as much these days, because I just don't think the quality of players is high, and it's no offence to anyone else, but it's just not that fun to play against people who are too easy to defeat. So that was a heroic victory. It was very easy. I had 622, got 932, and I still have 431, so I did pretty well there, but it wasn't too difficult, to be honest. Biscuits, he had 869, 447, and he still has 3/3 of his army left as well. And Swedes 726, 660, 672, and then 331. So we did pretty well. Really, the Egyptian player did pretty good, but the other two didn't do great. And if I look at my stats, my Cataphract's got a high number of kills and very few losses. Archers, you can see, they just did heaps of damage for archers, and then even my heavy spearmen did pretty good. So I think players, when they use Germania, you need to be using them pretty aggressively, because obviously they don't have good defence against missile fire. So if someone's allowed to shoot you to death as Germania, you're not playing them very smartly, in my opinion. But the SPQR guy, he did fine. He tried to outflank us and stuff like that, but he just, his ally wasn't much help to him, and so he got killed by both of us. So A good game to everyone though. Of course, I will link the Swedish Landsknekt channel in the description bar, so be sure to check that out. I don't know when he'll upload this. He probably will upload it at some point in the future, so you might catch more of his fight. It's a bit unfortunate that both fights are at the extreme ends of the battlefield. It made it quite hard to oversee both. But anyway, great game to Biscuits, Swedish Landsknekt, CY, Nepomuseno, and BrennanCZ. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for playing. Hope you guys watched this. I hope you did watch it and enjoy it. And it's always good to play Rome Total War again. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon next time.